There are more players from small schools that are in the Hall of Fame than from big Power 5 schools.
10-7 for the Cowboys. He just had it up. That's
Yep.
the right choice. But yep, I think everybody see this is the problem. Everybody wants to go out. Oh, the Cowboys had a bad draft. They had a bad offseason. Um, Stop feeding into the nonsense, man. October. Oh, he came from the WAC. He's not going to be good. Did Randy Moss was one of the top 3 receivers in the game come from Marshall? Did Terrell Owens come from Chattanooga, a small school? He's a Hall of Fame receiver. I mean, again, Jerry Rice, small school. Again, I don't think he came from a big time school as well. So again, Jalen Tolbert, I think he's got the skill set to be something for the Dallas Cowboys. You got CeeDee Lamb, who's one of the top receivers in the game as of today. You got Antonio Pollard, who can get some things done up out of the backfield. You still got Ezekiel, he can give you 1,000 yards. Dak Prescott he's a very good quarterback. We don't know how good. We don't know if he can take this team to a championship, but he's a good regular season quarterback. The defense was ranked number 7 in the National Football League last year. In turnovers and overall, they were ranked number 7. They got a respectable defense. Curse is a very good safety. You got Diggs is a very good is a very good cornerback as well. He's more and more use that he gets at the defensive that position. He's going to get used to that because he used to be a receiver, so he's going to be aggressive and gamble a lot. And the defensive line, you got Sam Williams, who was underrated, 12 sacks in the SEC, and Damon Clark, who was pretty good. And Michael Parsons was just a beast. I didn't watch this guy destroy some games, wreck some football games, and lead this Cowboys team to victory. But other than that, I think the Cowboys are going to be competitive. And I'm telling you, man, these guys are not going to be no slouch. The Eagles, they got to watch out for this team. But again, I got to go for the Cowboys. I got to go 10-7 for the Cowboys. They're going to be competitive, man. I'm telling you, they're going to be competitive.
So let me just actually Key wasn't talking, but I had her up on the screen. But let me just go through this right here, and let me end the argument about players that get drafted from really small schools. There are more players from small schools that are in the Hall of Fame than from big Power 5 schools. Let me go down the list. Guess where Jason Taylor was from? If you have not watched the Chandler Jones video, go watch it. Our boys from the Zips in Akron. John Stallworth, Alabama A&M at HBCU. Alma College, I don't even know where the hell that is. Arnold College. Bethune-Cookman, Bishop, Boise Junior College. Boston College, say what you want, they're a smaller school. Brigham Young, I'm talking about all these schools outside of the Power 5. Brown, Bucknell, California Polytechnic. Guess who went there? John Madden. I mean, the list is goes on and on and on, man. Florida A&M, Fordham. There was actually 3. Vince Lombardi went there. Gonzaga. I didn't even know they had a football team.
Right.
James Madison, Charles Haley, Cowboys guy. Don Shula went to John Carroll. Like, there's more schools on here more than the Power 5 schools that are in the Hall of Fame. So, again, if anybody's ever making the argument that, oh, no, why did Jalen Tolbert or all these other players that get drafted from other places like Cole Strange and all that, we might be saying that he's complete trash, but I'm not saying that because he went to a smaller school. I'm saying that from simply that he didn't stand out versus the other guys that were there. I'm sorry, it just is what it is. But we need to stop the narrative that if you come from not a Power 5 school that you're not going to be good, or if you come from an FCS school, you're not going to be good. There's 2 starting quarterbacks in the NFL that came from an FCS school. Can we name both of them? Trey Lance and Carson Wentz. Say what you want. They both came from North Dakota State.
They both went to the same school.
So let's stop that narrative right away. You can't use that as an argument because more Hall of Famers that are not part of the Power 5 than there are. So, actually, Syracuse is tied at like number 4. They have 7 Hall of Famers. One of them is including Jim Brown. I mean, arguably the best running back of all time. But so I'll go ahead and get into mine. 9-8 for the Cowboys. This one hurt me just because I'm such a big fan of CeeDee Lamb. I don't think Trayvon Diggs is going to have the season that he's going to have. I think that he's going to dial it back a little bit. I don't. He's a very high risk, high reward player, but the yards that he gave up last year just can't be ignored. Um, CeeDee Lamb, dude, super talented. You know, to me, he's one of the best wide receivers, like talent wise, that I've seen. I know a lot of people don't see that, but I do. I can't put him in my top 5 because of the numbers. But this year, I think he has a huge leap. I'm talking about like the next Antonio Brown, outside of the mental stuff. Like the next Antonio Brown type deck is going to consistently put up 13, 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns, 14 touchdowns every single year until he gets tired of just destroying people. Arguably the number 2 receiver in the NFC East. Actually, I'm gonna just go and say it right now. Right now, to me, Terry McLaurin is number 1. CeeDee Lamb is number 2. AJ Brown is number 3, and whoever the hell the Giants' wide receiver is. Actually, just go ahead and put Jahan Dotson at number 4. But you know, with that being said, man, the Cowboys, I think they're just gonna regress this year. I don't like Mike McCarthy as their coach. I really don't. If I had to look at what their records are and just predicting that, they are on a 2-game losing streak to begin the season against Tampa Bay and Cincinnati at home. I think they get a win, bounce back at New York. But I think they go on a 3-game losing streak against Washington, the Rams. They're playing the Rams, and they got to go to Philadelphia and play right at the beginning of the season. Detroit, they'll win that, and Chicago, they'll win that. So they get 2 cupcake teams before they go into the bye. After the bye, I think they go to Green Bay and they beat them, but then they're going to take a loss to Minnesota, and the list just goes on and on and on. They'll have a decent year. Might be a wild card team, but they're going to have a quick exit the very first round of the playoffs. If that does happen to them. But I got respect for the Cowboys. I'm not going to sit here and completely hate on them. Their biggest, again, I think this team's biggest question mark is that coach. Even though he won a Super Bowl, I don't think Mike McCarthy knows how to rally those guys around him. And please, for the love of God, please start Tony Pollard for at least 1 game this year so you guys can see how amazing that guy is. That's all I'm asking. Just 1 game. I just need 1 game out of him. That's it. I might pick him up for my fantasy team this year, but all right. I think who was up next? Don?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, go ahead, Don. I know this.
Okay.
I gotta save you and Key for the end of this one because I know y'all don't want to talk too much about the Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys last year were division champs at 12-5, and I agree, Dante. They are going to regress this year. I have them at 10-7.
Hmm.
There you go. If there was an award for the best looking team on paper, Dallas would win this almost every year but from the top down. Even at 12-5 last year, there was a disconnect somewhere that prevents this team from playoff success beyond the wild card game every now and then.
Yep.
The curse continues. The frustration mounts in the Big D, and they are 2 games worse than last year, 10-7.
10-7. I forgot that they were 12-5 last year.
Yep.
It's crazy. But
yep,
that division was on the down here too. So, all right, Key, what you got?
These cowgirls. I got them 10-7 as well.
Okay. Respect.
Still Dak Prescott, he's still an elite quarterback in this league. I feel like last year Ezekiel Elliott wasn't in shape at all. I feel like he wasn't his Zeke-like self. And I tell Cowboys fans to this day that Tony Pollard is a better back, and I'm going to stand by it.
I'll stand by it too.
I just feel like he's more explosive. He can hit the hole faster. His cuts is better. I just feel like overall he's a better back. I know Zeke's the workhorse, but I just feel like the elusiveness is Tony Pollard. Yes, now CeeDee Lamb does jump into that number 1 role now that Cooper is gone and Cedric Wilson, I think he's gone as well. Did they re-sign Wilson back? I forget.
I don't know. We'll have to look it up.
But and then they got Michael Gallup back. We don't know how he's going to be after that injury. And of course, you got the man in the middle on the defensive side of the ball. I don't care what nobody says, Eagles fan or non-Eagles fans, you can't hate on this man. Number 11 in the middle, Michael Parsons, the best draft pick they picked up.
Wilson is in Miami now. Thanks, Max.
Okay, that's what I thought. So yeah, you can't just that defense was good with D Ware and Diggs with his interceptions, with them yardage he gave up for those interceptions is ridiculous. He got burnt a lot with those interceptions, but you still got Michael Parsons on that defensive side of the ball who's still going to give teams trouble. But I think Dallas is going to be 10-7 again. If they want to win a playoff game, for one, you got to get Jerry Jones out of the coach's box. Thinks he's the coach and everything else. Stay in the box. Be your owner. That's what the downfall is with the Cowboys. So they're going to go 10-7.
Like I said before, and I'll say it again, owners are supposed to put the front office in place of people that they trust. The front office is supposed to hire the coaching staff. The coaching staff is supposed to coach the players, and the players are supposed to perform. Why is this so confusing? And then if you want to break it down even more granularly than that, you have the GM and you have the coach. These things are not one and the same, but they have to work together. The owner and the GM are not one and the same. They have to work together. You have to be able to let it go, Jerry. Go to somebody that scouts players, that's been watching these guys forever. You put the GM in place. I think players make the best GMs, but that's just me. Or Mike Mayock. Hire my man Mike, man. He ain't got a job right now.
There you go.
You know, let him know, Don. Like,
That's
Mike
right.
Mayock was the best.
That's right. Absolutely.
He didn't get a fair shot. So, with that being said, man, the GM and the coach have to work together in a certain, aptitude. The coach is supposed to coach the players, but the coach should have influence on what players are going to fit his scheme. It is the GM's job to go out and try to find and scout those players as much as possible and to get those deals made to bring those players on to have the coach have success. It is not the other way around. This is not John Gruden being able to do that job as well. Let the GM do his job, but they should be talking to each other. But that's just my opinion.